Shalom to the elect. And of course, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Shai, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Shai, Barakah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Of course, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, blessing Him, and of course, the ancient Hebrew, which is the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashwan Kodash, which has been returned unto us Hebrew Israelites, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Of course, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who rule well in peace and salutation all since Shirakim. They're out there, of course, risking their lives and their freedom to bring out this Amath, which is the truth of the scriptures. I'm the brother Mathpa from Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp, located here in Great Babylon, which is America. Coming again with another lesson through the Rachakodash, which is the Holy Spirit. And we have it here. Before I even start, a disclaimer: we are not connected to any black supremacy organization, nor do we identify with being black people. We are simply the Hebrew Israelites, which are so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans, which our people also have been scattered amongst all the nations. So some of our people look like the heathen. Thus, we are Hebrew Israelites, okay? The people whom fit the curses of the Bible, the people who are the anointed ones that are going through the oppression from the so-called white man, who is Esau, Edom, whom he is not white. All right, just putting out that disclaimer, though. We're not any black supremacists, nor connected to any of these black hate groups or whatever you want to call them. So anyway, going into this article, this is off the independent.co.uk, and it reads here: plans to microchip UK workers spark privacy concerns. Microchipping would give bosses even more power and control over their workers, a TUC spokesperson said. Now, this is, of course, if you don't know, this is biblical prophecy, all right, which soon will be fulfilled in its fullest fruition when, of course, it's made mandatory. But the RFID microchip is here, is being used, and as you see throughout the UK, especially out there in Sweden and in Europe, and even here within America, certain companies, 3 Square Market, they're using the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, which they put them within their bodies, in which they can make different transactions and perform different tasks by using this device, which, as the article may go in, is just as the small as a grain of rice. All right, which is going to say it. So I'm going to read the article. It says the prospect of UK implanting their staff with microchips in order to improve security and efficiency has raised concern among trade unions. Several legal and financial firms in the UK are reported in discussions with a company responsible for fitting thousands of people with chips in Scandinavia. It says the chips, which are about the size of a grain of rice, are usually implanted beneath the skin between the thumb and the forefinger and use radio frequency identification technology, which is RFID, to allow people to replace physical key cards, IDs, and even train tickets, which you can see there's a video which it displays, this chip technology, it of course being implanted into humans as well. You can watch the video here, which I'll leave a link. And it says here, UK legal and financial firms are discussions with Biohacks, the company behind the technology. You have these different these biohackers, these different companies which have spurred up through the use of this technology and are really pushing it to the forefront, which this is, of course, a part of Esau, Edom, who is the so-called white man, whom the earth is given onto the hand of the wicked, which they are the wicked. This is a part of their you say their technology, their miracles and such, okay? Which they want the whole world completely in servitude, and they're gonna bring that forth by using this RFID microchip, which is going to be the new thing, monetary and everything. Okay, so I'm gonna go to just a prophecy real quick, Revelation 13 chapter, because it's straight out of the Bible, in which the scriptures that have been written are there for our learning, and we of course supposed to take heed, us Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, for the danger that is ahead. So this is going to be Revelations 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast, which is the Roman system, okay, should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. In verse 16 it says, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that he is the so-called white man. Esau, Edom, the elites who have control. It says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Which, of course, we know that the word mark, if you don't know, now you do know. The word mark goes back to a Greek word, charagma, which is here. You have it, a thing that's carved, a sculpture, a graven work, which a thing carved is going to be going beneath your skin. All right. They got a stamp and printed mark, but it's just it's going to be incision. All right. Coming beneath your skin, which you can't, of course, accept. Because a part of the law, statutes, and commands of Yahweh Shem Shai is to not, of course, you go to the book of Leviticus, which I'll just get it, 19 and 28. It reads here in the law, it says, ye shall make not, it says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. Alright, so we're not supposed to, of course, take any of these different cuttings and such. Alright, which that's what a needle going within is cutting beneath your flesh and such. Incision, I got here for cuttings, sharat, which means incision or cut. Alright, so you know you have the law there. And now let's go back to the article, read some more. I don't want to, of course, make it that long of a lesson. So going back to the article, it says the trend has become popular in Sweden, where more than it cuts off. I believe it's more than 4,000 people already had chips putting it beneath their skin over the last 5 years. It's blocked up, but you can read the article. They got this company they call Biohacks, which a partnership with the Swedish National Railway System means they are able to use Biohacks chips as a replacement for paper tickets and plastic cards. Alright, which, you know, Biohacks, alright, they of course, have the chips, alright, and many people are getting these chips put in themselves, the RFID, the mark of the beast put in them, and you know, to pay, you know, for different, you know, services, goods, etc., etc. All right, this is all in the capabilities of RFID microchip. It says these companies have sensitive documents they're dealing with. Biohack's founder Johan Osterlund told publication. It says that the subdermal microchips would allow them to set restriction for whoever. It says in response, the Confederation of British Industry, which is CBI, and the Trade Union Congress both alarm a privacy implication of such technology. While technology is changing the way we work, this makes for a distinctive, uncomfortable reading. A CBI spokesperson told Guardian firms should be concentrated on rather more intermediate priorities and focusing on engaging their employees. Which employee mean, of course, slave. When you go into it, reading on, a TUC spokesperson added, "We know workers are already concerned about some employers are using tech to control and micromanage, whittling away their staff's right to privacy." Which I mean that you have different employers you have GPS technology tracking, your every move and where you are. Okay, it has other information. Okay. This of course further, pushes their agenda because ultimately they want our RFID microchip put in you, employers, and then they can know everything, about you, how much time you're using actually performing the task, etc., etc. Everything will be on that RFID microchip. Going on, it says microchipping would give bosses even more power and control over their workers. It says Mr. O'Sullivan said the partnership with UK firms will allow employees to opt in to the scheme, saying if you have a 15% uptake, that's still a huge number of people that won't require a physical ID. Advocates of the technology claim the chips improve efficiency in many aspects of their lives as they allow frictionless transactions at security checkpoints and travel terminals. So you don't have to, of course, pull out documents and such. You just put, of course, your hand to the whatever kiosk, the reader, it accepts it and go about, helping, of course, saving time and its convenience. Which that's what the so-called white man who's Esau Edom is going to use to push the use of this chip worldwide, all right, to the masses, which is masses is a lower grade of people, but it's gonna be everybody who's gonna be going to be presented with the chip, but the elect of Yashala, of course, the Lord's first fruits, the Lord's chosen ones of the chosen nation, which is Israel, the 144,000 prophets, along with the rest of the 1/3 men, women, and children. All right, they will not take the chip, the elect. All right, which I'm just gonna get another scripture. This is Revelation 3:10, and it reads, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." All right, which, the elect, of course, is going to pass the test and not get a chip, okay? So, like the Lord, of course, he tells us to continue in the things thou hast learned. Of course, we supposed to hold this fast, cleave onto this truth. Okay, the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai meant, of course, lead you to salvation and such. All right, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, knowing how, of course, this device will be to your destruction if you accept it. All of this knowledge is a protection to the elect. All right. So I want to go for keep. He will keep. I also will keep. So we got real, if I'm not mistaken. So keep. It says to tend carefully, to take care of. So the Lord, of course, is going to take care of us. All right. Simple as that. Preserve. All right. To keep one in a state in which he is. All right, which we are what? If we are of the elect, we had this foreknowledge. All right, from since the beginnings of the world and such. We had, of course, we have the Ruach Kodash within us. All right, guiding us. All right, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, they're with us. All right. So remember, it goes on. It even says it. Revelation 3:11. It says, "Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown." All right, which the elect of Yashala. All right, they of course have the victory due Yahweh Shai. All right, because they will not accept the chip. They will be loyal to Yahweh Shai, even if it's for them to be put to death. All right, this is going to be the book of Revelation. I'm going to start here at verse. I start at the top and just go to verse 2. It says, "And I saw another sign in Shemayim, or heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast," which the beast, of course, is what? You got NATO and the EU. That's the beast. Okay. "And over his image," which is the system, the Roman system. "And over his mark," which is the RFID microchip. "And over the number of his name, stand on a sea of glass, having the harps of power." All right. Which, we gonna be in chariots. All right. We gonna be in chariots. When this nuclear destruction come down. And those who, of course, as you'll read in Revelations 14:8, they'll be a part of that destruction. All right. Ultimately, if the Lord wants you to, of course, get hit with a missile, because there's going to be other, of course, plagues, different various forms of ways the Lord can destroy those who, of course, will be judged and be put to death. All right. Let me just, I kind of lost my train of thought, but Slock. This is Revelation 14, and I'm just going to go to I wrote it great. Read it all the way through. It says, Revelation 14:8, "And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon, which is America, is fallen, that great city, because she has made all the nations drink of the wine of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead on his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath, which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented and with fire and brimstone, and in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb." The Lamb is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, of course, is coming with clothes with his host of the holy angels. Of course, read that, Revelation, the first chapter. Right? Okay, go into that real quick. Revelation 1:7. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clothes, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen." All right, which that Yahweh Shai coming. He coming back with the mighty hosts of the angel and such. All right, to bring down destruction. Now, of course, this is a lot to, of course, digest if you're coming new into the truth, but this is something you must know. You have to be in the spirit of prophecy. All right, that's what we are here at Great Millstone, in the spirit of prophecy, and we're prophesying, telling you what is going to happen before it happens, which has been written in the scriptures. All right, so there's a roadmap, so the warning has already been put out. All right, don't take this chip. As you can see in the UK, this is gaining, of course, more acceptance in its use. All right, reading on, when I read, it says here that one of the early adopters, which they bring out the early adopters, they do a little trial run, to see, of course, how things, of course, go, like here in Great Babylon in Philadelphia, they had a early adopter program, which showed you how to use this RFID card, all right, which is NFC, all right, near field communication, which they're using. Of course, you can load it up with cash and such, and of course, take public transport. All right, this is like you said, is going into one of the earliest adopters, a prominent transhumanists. Which these transhumanists, they of course want to be cyborgs. They want to merge, of course, what man with technology and such, and that's the Edomites' dream and such, right? It says here, transhumanism is the belief or theory that a human race can evolve beyond its currently physical and mental limitation, especially by means of science, which is knowledge, and technology. But this is going to be on the left hand side, all right. Wickedness, all right, because it goes against you. Yahweh Shem Shai is 4, all right. In righteousness, okay. Because Yahweh Shai does both. He's controlling both sides of of the game of this movie anyway. But going on, it says Zoltan Istvan told the Independent recently how he uses chips to access his home, while also noting the limitation of the technology. He says, I had a RFID chip inserted into my hand 3 years ago and use it to get in and out my home, which is great because I don't need to carry my own house keys anymore. Unfortunately, the technology means my chip is already relatively behind the current technology and will take a surgical procedure to upgrade it, albeit minor. All right, so you had, of course, this one damn devil Edomite, all right, prominent, already was on this trend of using this RFID microchip, all right, which, like I said, this is the future what the so-called white man Esau Edom wants to place on the whole world, which, of course, if you take this is all part of this new world order, you're going to be destroyed. Of course, if you're of another nation, if you're not an Israelite, you're going to be destroyed anyway, all right, because you're not of the chosen anyway. You heathen are going to get destroyed whether you take it or not, all right. So it is what it is. Call Halolim La Yahweh Shem Shai Bashem Chakadash. Double honor to those apostles at Great Millstone. Well, plans to microchip UK workers spark privacy concerns. All right, you already have, of course, companies using these chips. All right, right here, Brit companies plan to microchip staff to boost security and restrict them from accessing sensitive areas. All right, this chip, all right, is right here, all right, with being soonly mandatory to all people. Shalom.